Until recently, Marvel Studios didn't have the rights to the X-Men and other mutants for a while. To keep the superhero stories rolling, they looked at a less famous bunch of heroes, the Inhumans, to plug the gaps. But it's only been in the last 3 years that any of these characters have shown up in the movies, and now there's a big comeback in the works, set to hit screens next year. If you're wondering what I'm getting at, it's the much-anticipated pairing of Deadpool and Wolverine. Yep, that's the exciting news. But let's get back to the main point here. Who exactly are the Inhumans? Why should you care about them in the MCU? And most importantly, in the vast and crazy Marvel multiverse, what made the death of Black Bolt, played by Anson Mount, so incredibly brutal? In the world of Marvel Comics, the Inhumans are a unique group of individuals who can trace their lineage back to humans subjected to experiments by the Kree, the same alien race you might recognize from the Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel films. These experiments have left them with a genetic predisposition to gain superhuman powers when exposed to a substance known as the Terrigen Mist. This transformation sometimes results in drastic changes to their physical appearances, somewhat akin to mutants in the X-Men franchise. Among the Inhumans, the most famous are the Royal Family, which includes characters like Black Bolt, Medusa, Maximus, and many others. Originally created as adversaries for the Fantastic Four, they have since become an integral part of the Marvel Universe and a beloved element for fans to follow in the MCU.
Now, this training is not about today or tomorrow. It's for the day that you least expect to use it. And if you're the last man standing, how will you protect yourself?
2014 marked the height of Marvel's expansion when they were transitioning their iconic heroes from the pages of comic books to the big screen. At a memorable Phase 3 announcement event held in October at the El Capitan Theater, Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige unveiled an Inhumans movie slated for release in November 2018. It was sandwiched between the two highly anticipated Avengers films, Infinity War and what would later be known as Avengers Endgame. However, the movie release schedule underwent significant reshuffling just 4 months later in February 2015. This was due to a groundbreaking deal between Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios regarding the rights to Spider-Man, which prompted a major reorganization of the film slate. Consequently, Inhumans was pushed back to a 2019 release slot. Around the same time as this announcement, the Marvel Cinematic Universe began its adaptation of the Inhumans in Season 2 of the ABC television series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The show introduced a key character named Skye, played by Chloe Bennett, who was later revealed to be an Inhuman with earth-shaking superpowers following exposure to the Terrigen Mists in the 10th episode of the season. The Inhuman history and their connection to the Kree became central to the show in subsequent seasons, but notably, the royal family of the Inhumans never made an appearance in the series. Let's rewind to 2012, when the first Avengers movie was taking the world by storm. Vin Diesel, in the midst of all the excitement, did something interesting. He changed his Facebook profile picture to Vision, a character that fans were speculating about appearing in the second Avengers film. This got folks thinking that maybe Diesel had met with Marvel. However, the buzz around this died down pretty quickly when he removed the Vision picture from his social media. Eventually, it was announced that Paul Bettany would be playing Vision. But Vin Diesel wasn't done with the idea of joining the Marvel Universe. He kept dropping hints that he was up for a significant role in a Marvel project. Then, in 2014, we got the news that he'd be voicing Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. However, just doing the voice wasn't enough for the man who embodies Dominic Toretto. He truly appreciated his collaboration with Marvel on Groot, but had his sights set on something more. He started a social media campaign to land the role of Black Bolt, the leader of the Inhumans. What makes Black Bolt unique is that he's almost always silent, which means Vin Diesel wouldn't be competing with his Groot role. This wasn't just some casual fan casting. Diesel was actively stoking the flames on social media. He kept the fire burning, and even during the recent press tour for F9, he mentioned that playing the Inhuman hero is still a possibility. So, throughout all the different phases of the MCU, Vin Diesel has been there, dropping hints and campaigning for his superhero moment. Let's rewind the clocks to a time when the MCU was buzzing with the idea of major Inhuman storylines. Why, you ask? Well, there was a collective yearning for storytelling akin to what the X-Men were famous for. You see, both the Inhumans and mutants had this common thread of powers intertwined with identity, and they came with rich cultural histories. Their diversity offered a treasure trove of metaphors and storytelling potential. Around this time, in the world of Marvel Comics, there was a major shift happening. They were in the process of phasing out a lot of mutant storylines. 2016 brought a startling revelation that the Terrigen Mists, which were at the heart of Inhuman powers, were deadly to mutants. This led to an epic showdown between these two superhero factions. It culminated in a massive event called Civil War II, where the Marvel Universe found itself torn between using the future-seeing abilities of the Inhuman named Ulysses to prevent crimes before they even occurred. These events pushed the Inhumans into the spotlight, but here's the twist. Despite this major push, readers just didn't seem as captivated by Inhumans comics, while X-Men comics continued to fly off the shelves. And perhaps this lukewarm reception is why the Inhumans film never saw the light of day. In April 2016, the film quietly disappeared from Marvel's upcoming release slate. At the time, Kevin Feige, the mastermind behind the MCU, hinted that there was still a chance of an Inhumans movie in the future. However, since then, he stayed mum on the subject. There was never an official explanation for why the film got the axe. Fast forward to December 2017, and Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, the proud owners of X-Men and other mutants. This move essentially dashed the hopes of many fans who had been anticipating Inhumans taking center stage in Marvel Studios' big screen plans. It's like having a package of Hydrox cookies in your hand, but then someone places a delicious pack of Oreos right in front of you. Why would you pick Hydrox when you've got Oreos within reach? Instead of a big movie spectacle, Marvel took a different route and brought us a TV show that was supposed to be the superhero equivalent of Game of Thrones. Now, let's fast forward to the current madness in the Marvel Universe, and no, we're not talking about Doctor Strange just yet. Disney Plus had a way of categorizing the Marvel television series: Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Runaways, and of course, Inhumans. These were placed under Marvel Series and Specials, separate from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in timeline order, which includes shows like WandaVision and Loki. As a result, it was widely assumed that these pre-Disney Plus series were pretty much non-canonical, with only a brief exception involving Agent Carter's James Darcy making a cameo in Avengers Endgame. Not many tears were shed over Inhumans, but it seemed like the continuity was relatively straightforward, especially after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't acknowledge Thanos' snap. But here's where things start getting wild. The clear boundaries between what's canon and what's not have blurred recently with various films and series. And what's crucial for the world of Inhumans, the titular hero in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness takes a little trip to Earth 838, an alternate dimension where things are just a tad different from our main film continuity. In this dimension, Strange comes face to face with the Illuminati, a superhero squad that includes Black Bolt, who to our surprise is played by Anson Mount, reprising his role from the Inhuman series. While his costume design is notably closer to the comics, the character itself doesn't seem dramatically different from his TV counterpart. And now, this whole situation is causing quite a bit of confusion. Is the Inhumans TV series canon, but only within the context of Earth 838's timeline? What about the glaring inconsistencies in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Could Vin Diesel potentially become the main continuity's Black Bolt? Is everything up for grabs in this multiverse, leaving nothing sacred anymore? These are questions Marvel will have to address sooner than we might expect. Well, that's it for today. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.